the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
But it's not that easy. You're complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way. What are you doing to me? Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just that stupid. Maybe just a little time can make you change your mind about us. I thought that we were meant to be. Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. For
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. I'm a little stuffy tonight, so you're going to have to bear with me. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't schedule these live streams around my mucus. So we're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. But I'm going to sound weird all night. And every time I swallow, my ears pop. So that's cool. Hope you're all having a good night. I'm having actually a good day. I just can't breathe very well. So tonight we have an exciting show. We are going to go over the Project Red submissions. We had 4 people submit this month to Project Red. And I've decided, since there's only 4 people, everybody's a winner this month. And I think I'm going to do this every month. Everybody that enters is going to get some stickers. And then the winner is going to get whatever we choose for the prize that month. This month is a t-shirt. So we are going to vote all week. And then whoever ends up winning the vote by the end of the week will get a t-shirt from my merch store. There's a couple things with voting. Only club members can vote. So if you've got friends that you want to join the club and you are in the running for a t-shirt this week, it might be a good time to invite your friends to the club and have them join. Motivation. So before we get into all that, I've got someone sitting backstage. So I'm going to bring him in, and we're going to talk for maybe the next 20 minutes, and then we're going to show the videos around 7. All right? I also invited a couple other people, but they might not show up till after 7 because I told them the show didn't start till 7 because it was already in the countdown phase, and I didn't want to invite them and say, oh, you're already late, kind of thing. So anyway, so let's bring Nacho Rolling to the stage. What's up, dude?
Hey, I couldn't talk. I was playing with my lights. I turned the first time I used the app in 2 years, it wasn't paired anymore. Surprise.
Okay. So as you can see tonight, we've got a theme going on. Project Red. Nacho's red. I'm red. So there we go. Pretty cool. I don't know if everybody that shows up tonight will be in the same spirit, but so far we've got a lot of red going on. And I'm going to be wiping my nose all night, so you're just going to have to get over it. I'm 45 and I've got sinuses.
He has sinuses.
Pretty hot-headed. So, Nacho, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm getting to go home. I've been here for a while, and I leave this weekend, and I'm going to head east back to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I'm excited about it.
So you're going to live back home? Or
well, you know, I always lived at home, but I'm going to go see my family. I haven't been home since September.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Maybe blue.
Very cool.
Breaking the trend.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm just trying to figure out lighting here because the glasses are really a buzzkill when it comes to lighting.
Can you bounce it off the wall in front of you or bounce it off the ceiling so it's not pointing straight at you?
Now that's good advice.
Yep.
That's the kind of advice I would have given.
Yep, you told me that one time. Let's see who's in the chat. So we've got Nachos in the chat. One Vision Ariel's in the chat. Steven Drones is in the chat. Who else we got? And Recovery One Drone is in the house. What's up? Recovery One Drones, I was a part of a live stream on Adrian Mateo's channel on Saturday, and we had a great discussion about...
Me?
No, we didn't talk about you at all. We had a great discussion about kind of FAA Part 107 rules and kind of like, what to do when you get to the job site, walk, visual line of sight, reading the maps, reading the apps, all that kind of stuff. So it was a really good conversation. So Draymond said that he's eating right now, but he'll be in a little bit. So sweet. We'll have someone else to talk to. So there's been a lot of stuff happening on the club. Last week, Interactive DNA joined the club, and I think he put his entire YouTube channel on the club. Every day I got on there, I was like, whoa, there's another video. Whoa, there's another video. He created a group. He's the first one that's ever created a group on the club. So that was pretty cool. So yeah. Something else that's going on, we are using Melon right now. So I've switched from StreamYard to Melon. And I like it. So far, everything's going good. But Saturday, I taught Adrian Mateo how to use the giveaway tool on StreamYard and just realized that there's not a giveaway tool on Melon. So that really awesome feature that I really enjoyed on StreamYard, I don't have that anymore. So we're going to have to figure out another way to do giveaways. But for now, we're using the club and polls and voting, and I'm kind of getting everything off of my hands and let you guys vote for each other and stuff like that. So I'm excited about how that stuff is going. Do what, Nacho?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
I think the hat got to my house in Pennsylvania. They also said that someone sent me stickers. Did you send stickers also?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, then,
I don't remember which one I sent you.
Solved.
Pretty sure I sent you, since you won first place, I'm pretty sure I sent you everything. I think I sent you the blade sticker and the big one. This one right here.
My kids stole the hat, just for the record. They thought it was for him, and he's been wearing it pretty much nonstop.
Does it look good? Did he send you a picture?
No, he didn't.
No.
I asked him to. He didn't.
Yep. I'm curious to see where the logo sits on the beanie.
I'm curious too. Hold on, I'll text him while you're talking. I can find him. Please. Gotta write please, because kids really, you gotta say pretty please and pretty please.
Yep.
So
go ahead.
So what's your favorite red submission so far? Or you don't want to say because you don't want to influence it?
Oh, I'm not gonna say favorites. That's the worst thing I could do.
I know. Yeah.
That's why I leave voting in your hands, because I don't want to be the one to say, oh, he plays favorites. Oh, he picks Steve Drones every time. He picked Steve, then he picked Nacho, then he picked nope. Y'all picked him.
I haven't made anything yet because I won last time, and I felt kind of like, Yeah,
I thought that's why you didn't. I thought that's why you didn't submit.
Oh, I didn't submit yet. Just saying. I might.
You can't submit now.
Why? It's over?
Submissions are closed. It's the showcase night.
Well, then, all right. Well, then I guess I can't.
You can vote. So
I did a picture.
Actually, something that you could vote for that I would really like some more people to vote for, and I'll go ahead and share my screen. I put this up last week and nobody voted at all. Are you kidding me? So Chrome updated itself and now I can't share my screen.
That's great. Come here, Nick.
All right, we're not doing that
Can't
today.
you sit there crying?
Let me see.
My dog is just sitting there looking at me crying because I'm talking, and she has no idea what I'm trying to tell her because I'm not talking to her.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand. Oh, he might have done it. Oh my God. Oh, that's a terrible.
Is it good?
Oh, it's horrible. He obviously, photographic ability is not genetic.
Yeah, I can't see that at all. Is it this big on his head?
I can't see.
I can't tell.
I can't believe he's actually doing it. That's the funny. Wait, here's another picture. Can I make my screen bright? Oh. All right. How about that? Very serial killer, like his dad. That's a good
A good
size.
size. Yeah, that's
Having
not
a
too
little
bad.
problem with my left and right. Don't make me do that. Okay. I can't believe he did it. I better just thank him now.
All right, so I can't share my screen, so I'm just going to tell you guys what to do. If you guys click on the link
Tell us.
to go to the club, like it's also like, dang it, it's right now. It's way down there in the corner. Club.shoteyedstudios.com. If you open that up in a different tab, there is a group. If you click on groups and you go to monthly project ideas, if you join that club, you can vote for next month's project. Right now, there's only one vote for Project Dirt. I voted for it. So if nobody else votes for the rest of the week, then it will be Project Dirt. And there's a lot of dirt around my house right now. Gosh, I'm dripping.
Dirt.
It sucks.
Project
So, yeah.
Snot. Gotcha.
Do what?
I'll vote for Project Snot.
Okay. So,
I'm confused. How do you get there again? I want to vote.
So click on groups. Do groups show up?
Yes.
Do you see project ideas? Monthly project ideas?
I do not see project ideas. I just see the main group screen where the voting is up on the videos. So
Okay. Go up to the menu at the top and click on social maybe.
social groups, and my dog is crying at me. Now I see monthly project ideas.
Yep.
All
So you have
right.
to join that group.
I'm getting there. It's going so slow. Can't wait to get home to my own internet. And my computer. Oh, my computer. I have the same wallpaper in the background. Every time I see it. Oh, cars. You didn't tell me one of the choices was cars.
Well, I did that for you, actually.
What's that?
I did that for you. I did construction for Steven Drones.
Well, yeah, and my town. Actually, maybe I should pick a vote for my town, being that I will be in my town.
Well,
Maybe
it doesn't
it'll
really have
be-
to be your town. It could be just town. Like,
Well, I'm just thinking that it might be magical to me, being that I haven't been in my town for so long. You know what I mean?
yeah, for me it
Being
would
that
be
I've been
like
gone for 6
San
months.
Antonio Taco Company. I would do like just really cool things I like about Nashville.
How do you vote? Oh, well,
Click a
it's
check
not
mark.
letting me vote.
Are you a member?
It's not doing nothing. What's that?
Did you join the group?
Yes. Oh, I have to join the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open group. No. Nick, please stop crying. We're live. Come here. Come here. Come here. Really? Come on. Come here. She's not cooperating. Groups, open group, stream photos. There it is. Join on the picture. See, this is me not knowing how to do stuff. Thank you. I should be sharing my screen so you could see me just clicking on all the wrong stuff.
There you go. You could share your screen. That'd be a good idea, actually. It's like
I am going to vote for dirt with you because I know I have a lot of video of dirt. And I'm going to see a lot of dirt in the next 10 days driving across country, starting with Moab and then heading to Colorado, then Kansas, stay there for a day or two, and then fast forward back to Pennsylvania. So, nice. Dirt. I like dirt.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to show a video now of this is. I like to do this before we get to the Project Red showcase. So we're going to show a video from Steven Drones. This is week 35, I think, of Amazon. And here it goes right now.
You're muted. Audio, no audio.
What's in the boxes, y'all? On Steven Drones' video, there's a bunch of boxes on the roof of the Amazon build. And I think they're like tar mats or like rolls of, not necessarily rolls, but sheets of some kind of roofing material. But that's my guess. So Artco's in the house. Welcome, Art, to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. I am under the weather, so I'm not sure how long this stream is going to go. But if I don't have anything to say, Nacho will just start talking about his dog or something. So there we go.
I will.
Can you bring Nikki in? You got Nikki with you?
Yeah, she's outside though because she was whining. So I figured I would. It's only 10 degrees outside. She'll be fine.
Yep. It's gonna have a
She
cold
likes.
tush.
She likes the cold.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was hairy all over, I'd probably like the cold too.
If
Yep. If. Yeah, I'm hot natured, so I'm always like, I want like I got the hottest room in the house, and my daughter has no stuffing on her at all, and she's got the coldest room in the house. So we picked the wrong rooms. I wish I'd have picked that room and given her this bedroom, but anyway.
you'll both grow from the experience.
Yeah.
As soon as I pick this table back up and I sit down, she's going to want to come back in. It's just the way it works. So I haven't seen any of the entries yet. Are we going to play all the entries so I can vote with a clear mind?
Yes, we are.
'Cause
we're going to show them at 7, which it's 7.
7.
So, everybody, if you don't know what the club is, if you're watching this on the afterthought, I think Art is the only one that's in the chat that's not part of the club yet. So, Art, this is for you. Right underneath Nacho, there is a little banner that says "Join the AV Club, club.shawnidestudios.com." It is also up in the. It's pinned at the top of the chat, the link. What we've started, maybe it's been going about 2 months now. The club is cut. Stop watching, Nacho. I'm going to put you in timeout if you keep. So anyway, the club is a online social media platform that we can all join and hang out on. I'm trying to get everybody in the droning community on it so that we can post pictures and videos of our stuff without getting our lives involved. Like, I'm friends with a lot of you on Facebook, but as my channel's getting bigger, I'm kind of wanting to leave my private life private and my YouTube life public. So, and I know there's a lot of you that would like to just talk and chat, but you really don't want me seeing your kids, or you don't want me, that kind of stuff. So, and it's also like if your Facebook is cluttered with friends from high school, friends from college, friends that you work with, and you don't really want to talk to them about drone stuff, this is a way to have a Facebook type environment that is just for hanging out and talking about drones or cameras or videos. Interactive DNA put up a bunch of videos about how to animate logos for your YouTube channel. So everybody that's a part of that club is good at something, and you're probably better at animation than I am, or you're better at FPV drones than I am. So I would love for everybody to take what they're good at, put it on the club, and we can all learn from it. All right. So the club is where I'm going to run monthly contests. I'm going to kind of discuss what's going to go on my channel, what's going to go on y'all's channels. We can discuss things about photos, videos. We got t-shirt ideas on there. I'm a graphic designer, so if you guys have a t-shirt idea that you would love to wear, I would love to sell you one of those shirts. So tell me what you want. I'll design it and put it at my merch shop, and then you can buy that shirt, and it's a shirt that's custom made for you, but probably something someone else would want to wear too. So anyway, it's going to be just a place for all of us to hang out and post things that we like. This month, every month we do a contest, and this month the contest winner will win a t-shirt off of my merch store. And so for the month of February, we uploaded videos to the club under the title Project Red. And anything red will fit into that category. So it could be, it could be Kool-Aid. It could be, I picked red because Valentine's Day was in the month of February. So one of the videos is in a supermarket and they're showing a bunch of flowers. One of the videos is a bunch of rusty stuff. There's red clay in the submission. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to play the videos, and the voting is already up on the club. So you can go on there now. If you're not a part of the club, join the club so you can vote. If you're in the contest, Jim, or One Vision Ariel, or who else is in there? Steve and Mario Napa. If you would like to invite people to the club, to join the club, to vote for you, this is a great opportunity to get people onto the club. So now I'm going to show the videos. I'm going to pull Nacho and me off. Nacho and I. And dang it, I said it again, and I made Nacho laugh. So, all right, here we go. These are the submissions for Project Red. I'm going to take my I'm going to go ahead and take my overlay off. Well, no, I need to leave the overlay on there. So, yeah, here's Project Red videos, and vote for who you want. I put their names down in the corner of the video so you know whose videos is whose. I also put links to the timestamps in the video, so if you want to go back and see what Jim posted, you can just click on Jim's name in the description and it'll go straight to his video. All right? So here we go. Give me 1 second. All right. Now that you can hear me, I'm struggling tonight, y'all. This sinus thing is driving me crazy, and it's really distracting. Oh, we got another guest. So I'm going to pull Draven in just a minute. But the voting is going to be going on from tonight until March 1st, about 7:30. Then we will all see who the winner is then. The reminder, everybody that entered is going to get stickers, and the winner is going to get a t-shirt. So there it is. Let's pull Draven on. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. You hear me okay?
Yep, I got you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Always new setup, new system, so I always get a check.
Yeah.
So this
You
is a
looking
new
dapper.
form. Well, this is the usual work attire. So so I said you came on a little early. I thought I had a little time, so I got down, started to eat, and I'm getting everything set up. And I click on. I said he's already on.
Yeah. I meant to ask you to come in earlier, but since I invited you like during the countdown,
Right.
I was like, well, I need to give him a little bit of time. I can't just be like, oh yeah, you're already late to the show.
Yeah.
Come on in.
So well, I tried to keep it with the red theme, as you see behind me.
I like it.
So like I
Looks
said,
good.
I was trying to be consistent and go from there.
Very cool.
All right.
So how are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Had a nice little long weekend, and first day back at work and getting things done as usual, and trying to do as little as possible as usual. So
Nice.
I can't complain.
So so I know that you do professional drone video work. Do you have another job, or do you strictly do drone work?
No, my regular 9 to 5 job. I'm the safety officer for the city of San Bernardino, California. So
Okay.
my main function is setting up training for employees, doing job analysis, ongoing projects, work analysis, all the good things. Just make sure we're staying in compliance with all the OSHA rules and guidelines.
Okay, that's cool.
So like I say, on the weekends, usually we work a 980 schedule here in the city, so I have every other Friday off. So that's when I kind of schedule my work is that Friday and that weekend all together. So like I say, unless we have something like yesterday was a holiday. If I had a job come up, which I did over the weekend, I shot it on Sunday, but I scheduled for a holiday weekend because usually the civilian side of the house, holidays don't mean nothing. Everybody's working like usual,
Yeah.
So I can always squeeze in some work on a holiday weekend, something like that.
Okay. So about how much do you how many hours is your drone up in the air each week? Well, maybe not each week.
Well, like I say, it depends what time of the month. Like I have right now, I'm not even talking about what I do for the city, because I do fly my drone for the city also. But just the work I do, I have 4 ongoing projects that I have steadied throughout every month that'll be going on for the next, let's say, year and a half. Okay. So those are guaranteed projects, get paid every month on those projects. And then anything I pick up in between, like a 1-day shoot, excuse me, 1-day shoot like I did yesterday, go out there, boom, 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 in and out, and go from there and submit my work to the client and so forth. Now, anything with the city, it goes with how the money flows. We just had some funds come in for our parks department over the last year. So I did a series of about 4 or 5 parks that I put together and flew those parks to kind of as an outreach program. Because a lot of times what happens in municipalities, even where you live at, you kind of wonder, where is your tax dollars going? and so forth. But you see activity in the streets, you see things maybe go in the parks, or you may see those areas getting neglected, in your opinion. So I always felt it'd be important that we try to be as transparent as possible with the citizens. So when you put out videos like this, like I did, like showing different parks and everything else, I said this is the idea of where your tax dollars are going. So you always got to just kind of keep the citizens engaged, keep them involved, and let them know that not all cities are corrupt. My city has a bad reputation, but all cities are not corrupt. So yeah, it's just my little bit that I try to do to try to bridge that gap between the citizens and the employees of the city. Plus, I'm also a resident of the city I work for. So,
How long have you lived there?
let me see, 28 years, because it'll be 30 years in a couple of years, and the house will be paid off.
Wow. So you've got, do you have like old school joints that you know about that, like, when people are in town, you take them to, like your favorite restaurant from 20 years ago?
And what my wife called the hole in the wall joints.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's quite a few of those that serve some of the best breakfasts you can get, and there's about at least 2 or 3 of those in town that I take my wife to when we want to go out and sneak off and have breakfast and don't want to sit through an IHOP line or a Denny's line or whatever. I take her to one of these so-called hole-in-the-wall joints, and she's always pleasantly surprised, of the outcome and everything. And the same thing with a few other local restaurants that I try to frequent as often as I can, because for me, I'm a big proponent of shopping, spending your money locally.
Yeah.
And I tell people this is what you kind of got to have in your thinking process. I live in an area that's a sprawled out suburban area. The city, one city blends into the next city of housing developments after housing developments. Yeah. And people get in the habit of wanting to go shop and spend their money over this area because they have a new movie theater or they got a couple of new restaurants over here. And I remind people, I said, this is the analogy I use. When you call 911, do you expect their police department to show up at your door, or you expect ours? So the only way we're able to fund our public safety aspect of things is that we have to shop locally. That's part of our tax revenue that goes back into the city, which actually gets spent out in public safety, gets spent out in public work projects, and all these different things. If everybody's shopping in other nearby cities and so forth, you're spending all that money for their benefit. Because they're not going to come pave our streets and fix our potholes. They're not going, and their police is not going to show up when you want to call them for something.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people, wherever you live at, you have to be an investor of your own community.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a place. When I lost my last job.
Acronyms, so I don't know how to respond to this because I don't know what this means.
Sure.
That was my wife.
Nice.
We've been married coming up on 38 years.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really good to see. You don't see people married that much now.
Yeah.
For that long period of time. We've got a place here in Nashville. When I drove Uber, when I lost my last job, I didn't want to have just go right back into the same job that I didn't like. Mm-hmm. So I drove Uber for about 6 months and just asked people what they did for a living and what they, whether they liked it or not. And just because I was laid off and I was kind of, I wasn't depressed, but I was like, I was hurt by by my friend that fired me. I'll just say that. And so I wanted to kind of step back and not go into another job like all on the defense and like protecting myself and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to go in with like a good heart. So I drove Uber for 6 months, and I found all these little tiny spots all around Nashville. And my favorite breakfast in Nashville, if you ever go, there's a place called Hermitage Cafe, and it's like maybe 3 blocks off from like the Titan Stadium, and it's in this like it's everything around it's built up in these beautiful like brand new apartments and stuff, and then there's this tiny little cafe, and it's one of those places where they've got stools up at the bar, and they've got
Right.
this big hot plate, and then they cook everything on the same grill. So like
right in front of you.
like your omelet tastes like potatoes and sausage, and like it's all cooked on the same surface.
Yeah, I get you.
Man,
Yeah. I tell people I have been very fortunate in my life. I mean, it's not all been smooth sailing, but all the things I did as a little kid growing up, I have done as an adult. And people say, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, as a little kid, I played with little green army men. I was in the Marine Corps for almost 10 years. We used to always play cops and robbers. I was a police officer for about 10 years. And we always used to play with Tonka trucks when they were the big Tonka trucks, the real Tonka trucks in my day. And guess what? I've been involved in construction and construction-related business for the last almost 20 years. So everything I did as a little kid, I have done as an adult.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I got in a wreck on my Tonka truck. I used to sit on the dump truck and ride down the driveway into the yard.
Yeah.
And, I flipped it a couple times.
Yeah.
And then there's a big Toyota. I don't know what kind of truck it is, but it's a big yellow Toyota, and they took the word Toyota off and turned it into Tonka.
Tonka. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of the coolest trucks I ever seen.
Oh, wow. I was going to ask this question from one visual arrow. I asked about my name. This is not my first business. When I was in law enforcement, I had a personal protection business at the time on the side. And one of my most famous clients is the former retired General Colin Powell when he was on his book tour. I helped provide personal protection for him. Johnny Cochran when he was still around, and a few other people who did book tours around Southern California. So that's where the Recovery One came from. I've always had that name associated with me. I own the rights to it locally for it's in the register, the county register of it belonging to me. So if anything, I just add the drone to it. That was it. But Recovery One has always been mine.
So are you like a private bodyguard?
I was a licensed. You have to get licensed as a private investigator, technically, to become a personal protection service.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Man, you got all kinds of layers.
Well, that's what happens when you get old like me. So you've done a few things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what got you into drones?
Being in construction, being a construction inspector got me into drones, and I became a construction inspector back in 2015. And as I start to learn and study about the industry and becoming a better inspector, I was look at these articles that kept popping up about drones on construction sites and all this kind of stuff. So that kind of piqued my interest. So I really took it serious about, one thing, like I say, me been very active physically most of my life ever since childhood. So I have old injuries, I mean, I get up in the morning and knee might hurt, toe might hurt, back hurts or something like that. So I'm always thinking, let's be smarter, not work harder. So the drone to me was talking about being smarter and not working harder, because most of the sites I were on are the big, large commercial construction sites, the tilt-ups, the big Amazons, buildings and things of that nature. So I could not see myself trying to walk these almost 1 million square foot facilities day in and day out. It'll just wear my hips out, my knees and all this kind of stuff, feet. And I'm like, nah, I got to be able to find something easier to do. And I'm doing the same thing. I walk these sites and take pictures.
Yeah.
So why not, drones with the whole thing? They're up there and look at these sites, taking pictures. Now, my main focus when I was an inspector was the underground chamber systems or any type of underground water drainage system, put it in layman's terms. So once again, I'm out there on uneven terrain, walking down in below grade levels and stuff like that. So even adding more things, I can get these same pictures and information from a drone. So that's what got me into drones itself, was just the work. The work got me in drones. I got talking to some of these guys, that these companies that were already incorporating drones as part of their workflow. And I said, yeah, we have some kid who's usually some junior engineer kid out of the shop, and they say, hey, we know about drones, and they end up paying him a few extra dollars, and he comes out to the sites and flies drones for them and take these pictures. I'm like, yeah, I could do that,
Right.
And stuff, and that's why I started focusing on it, and I started studying for my Part 107 back in late 2018. Took the test in 2019, passed it, and I've been going ever since. And I tell folks, I've done the grunt work, what I call it grunt work, working for Drone Base and working for Droners.io, and I've done some work for Drone Up, Hive, and you name it. I've done all those little I call it grunt jobs for little money. So now that I'm known, I get requested, and it's kind of like, if they can't find somebody able to do the job cheaper, they have to come pay my price. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. And like I say, word of mouth is your biggest advertisement. Once you've done the grunt work, you get known in your area. People seek you out. The last two projects that I'm on now, just be in the right place, right time. I got a phone call of a guy that had a pilot quit on an Amazon project in Beaumont. They called me, boom, I got that job. Just got approved for this state project to do a new highway patrol facility in Loma Linda, California. And like I tell them, they were more impressed with my credentials as a previous inspector than as being a drone pilot. Yeah. And that's why I always try to tell people, there's a bunch of us out there that can fly a drone. Some better than others. But you to have something extra in your background might be the difference between you get the job or me get the job. And like I said, when I show them my business card, and it says that I'm a certified erosion control settlement inspector, I have a QSP, which stands for quality qualified SWIP practitioner in the state of California. And so I got my OSHA 30 certification, I'm my FEMA 100 certification, all these different certifications. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, we feel confident with you. We're comfortable with you. You have all the qualifications that they want their safety officer who's on site would have. So like I tell them, as part of my sales pitch, is that I can reassure you that all of the things that you need to have in place, what we call BMPs, which basically stands for best management practices, is basically, I know that your silk fencing at, your fiber rolls, sandbags, gravel bags, I know where everything's supposed to be at, and I know when you're going to have a potential failure. So I can be an extra set of eyes for you in the air. Two things: the drone is seeing it, capturing it on film, but I know the knowledge of how it's supposed to be applied. Yeah, and that's the big difference right there. I tell a lot of people, and even like right now, I have the thermal drone, the DJI Enterprise Advanced. I gotta start studying it myself on how to read thermal, whatever the term is, but basically thermal graphics, so I can start putting in for these solar panel jobs that are out there. These solar farms have been built over the last 8-9 years, and now they're coming up for inspections. And it is always going to be helpful that one thing to be able just to fly a drone over them and take pictures, but can you interpret the data? Yeah. And that's something that that's going to help you secure a job down the road.
So when you fly your DJI Enterprise, does it record regular video and thermal video at the same time? Or
Yes.
Because I know the thermal is like really poor quality, but it's really like
Not it.
intuitive.
Not anymore. The
Nope.
Enterprise Advance is the camera on that thing in thermal is equal to the H20T that you get on the Matrice 300 and
Okay.
210 models, and it's the same model that you get on the Autel Enterprise drone. So
Okay.
right now, everybody's equal across the board when it comes to drones and cameras. Because it
Yeah,
used to
but
be
what,
go
but
ahead.
what's the quality of the video though? Isn't it
It's
like
six.
720 or something?
It's 640 on the video. I have to see what the quality. I know the thermal puts out at 640 by 512
Okay.
graphics right there, which is the level of everybody else.
Right.
So like the old Enterprise Dual that DJI had was only about like a 215 by 320 pixel rating on it. So it was very poor quality, especially at a higher level. You had to fly basically right about 100 feet or less to get a decent picture with the Enterprise Dual. But the new Advance, you can fly at about easy 300-400 feet and still get good things. Good.
Can it see through the ground? I think
No, no, it cannot see through the ground. It doesn't penetrate through the ground. That's why I had one guy who was doing a lot of the new telephone wiring work that's going across the Southwest. And he was asking me, because he wanted me to be a part of his project, and he was under the impression that these drones could see underground. I said, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And everything. But yeah, I say jobs like that. These guys are using them on doing infrastructure work, and that's
Yeah.
where I tell people that's where real money is at. In flying drones is infrastructure type of works, large commercial facilities is where the money. Because like I say, paying out a drone operator is pennies on a dollar to them. You're talking about projects that are multi-million-dollar projects, and to pay a drone operator $300-400 a month, whatever, that's pennies on a dollar.
Yeah.
That's nothing for them. And 9 times out of 10, all they want it for is to show the investors the progress of the project.
Yep.
And that's all it is cataloging what you're doing. I should say what they're doing. So like I said, the job out in Beaumont, the Amazon facility, I go out there, I fly a grid map for them. Actually, I map the site. I do a still photos, 16 still photos of the perimeter site, and then I do a perimeter oval, or basically a orbit around the facility, and that's it. It takes me about all 3 flights may take me about hour and a half tops. Submit my stuff in, and they send it straight to my account.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and that's how majority of them are. That pretty quick and simple to do it just like that. So really doesn't take a whole lot of, I say, rocket science.
Right.
And everything.
Do you ever use like I forget what DJI calls it, but like something like Drone Link or like an autonomous plan?
That is where that's where your jobs become so much easier. I use Drone Deploy. I've used Pix4D. I've used GS Pro. I use Litchi a lot when I'm doing my orbits. I use Litchi, so to speak, on that. So yeah, those are great assets to you and stuff. That's why I tell a lot of guys I don't get a lot of wrapped up in the smart controllers and all that kind of stuff, because that's the one thing DJI has shot themselves in the foot in with the smart controllers, and then the new one that they're closed shop setups. You cannot add third parties unless you kind of almost hack it, and then you got to worry about, is the program going to work the way it's supposed to work, and you don't have no issues down the road. Like I said, even with my old Crystal Sky monitors, I was able to legitimately upload Litchi on those, which is nice, because having that bright screen is a big plus. Even when you're flying, especially when you're flying autonomously, you really just basically babysit the drone. You're watching it, and you can see what's going on. But like I said, I have an Apple, 10-inch Apple iPad I have an 8-inch Android tablet, and I have a couple of Crystal Skies, a 5-inch, 2 7-inches, and then I have a standby backup. I have a couple of, I call dummy phones. I have an old, here's one here, this old 6 Plus, and I have another Android one. They're not activated phones, but I use my phone as a hotspot. These phones turn on, and that way I'm connected to the internet, and I can fly with these phones. If worst case scenario, if something comes up last minute, I need to use the phone. So I tell people all the time, and these guys talk about, I understand that maybe as a recreational pilot and so forth, hobbyist, get in, get out, whatever. When I go out, I'm taking at least a minimum of 2 drones, and I'm taking gimbals, GoPros, all this kind of stuff goes with me. I got my DSLR packed up, ready to go with me. All these different things, and a lot of it's just redundancy. In case something goes wrong, I have a backup to complete the job. So
go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, for me, getting the job done is always be priority one. So there's no excuse of, well, hey, I'm out of batteries. I tell guys, each one of my drones I have an average of 6 batteries for it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be jobs, especially when you're shooting roofs of a tilt-up building. That might take at least 4 to 5 batteries alone just to shoot a roof, because you're flying at about maybe 50 to 60 feet above that roof, and you're taking a lot of photos. You're taking somewhere close to 1,000 photos of that roof, per se, for that job. So you got to have a lot of batteries, and that's why I tell people, I said, buying batteries is probably is as expensive, if not more, than a drone itself, especially the price of batteries nowadays. I always tell people, I said, for the Phantom 4 or even the Air 2S and Maverick 2 Pro, we just use a round number, $200 a battery.
Yeah.
Okay. So I tell you, I carry around 6 batteries per drone at minimum. I mean, for my Phantoms, I have 13 altogether. But like I say, you're talking about a minimum of 6, that adds up. That's $1,200 in batteries.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Per drone. So like I say, if I take 2 drones out, I got $2,000 plus worth of batteries sitting out there with me.
Yeah.
Let alone the drones themselves. So I tell folks that, for me, I look at this as a business, operate myself as a business and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I spend a lot of time on eBay. I look for I always type in fly away, because people, their drones will fly away, and then they just want to sell all the rest of the stuff. They'll be like,
right.
I have 3 batteries. I have a controller. I got my Spark controller because someone, their Air 2 flew away, and I'd sold my Air 2, but I bought the Air 2S, and the batteries from the Air 2 fit on the Air 2S. The Spark controller works with the Air 2S, even though it's not as, the controller is better on the Air 2S than the Spark controller is. But for I think I spent $350 for that, and I got 3 batteries, the Spark controller, and the Spark controller alone was worth $600 by itself.
Yeah, yeah. So, that's why you got to kind of look at. You got to get it where you can and be cost effective. Interactive DNA. I like this guy. I like this. I mean, I love debate, and it's good that we can have debate.
Yeah.
And stuff. And this, I say, I'm always willing to learn something if I can.
Oh, so he's saying that whenever he did a job, he handed over a hard drive with all of the stuff on it. Do you ever hand over like thumb drives, or how do you?
I have done that. Giving clients a thumb drive of the work I've done for them, but I still like to say SD cards. SD cards are fairly cheap. I tell people all the time, I said, of all the things not to cheap out on, don't cheap out on SD cards. Besides the propellers, it's the most inexpensive thing you can buy. I mean, and I'm talking about getting a decent size one. You can get a 64 gig SD card for under $20 nowadays.
Yeah.
So I always tell folks, I said, stop sharing SD cards with 2 or 3 drones. It's just like anything else. It's just a matter of time before it gets a corruption issue or something.
Yeah.
I say every drone I have has at least has 2 SD cards, one in the bird, one in the case. Just in case SD card goes down, I throw another one in there.
Yep.
And go from there. So it's just how you do it. You know, you always got to prepare for worse scenarios.
Do you hand over the photos right out of the drone, or do you edit them?
Well, a lot of times nowadays, if you're working for like a broker, they'll just say they want us to raw shots.
Yeah. And
even the large companies like the guys at Amazon, all they want is the raw footage. I get home, I go to their website, and they tell me where to go, upload it right there, and I'm out of the equation. And I said, that's perfect. Because people don't understand when you do have to do post work, that's time consuming. And if you say, okay, I charge $25 an hour for post work, and you know good and well, you're going to spend, I know if you like me, person who tries to get it right the first time, you're going to spend 5, 6, 7 hours trying to do color corrections, trying to edit just right, all this kind of stuff. Because like I said, what you give to the client is your reputation.
Right.
And stuff. So you want to always put your best foot forward. So at $25 an hour, and we'll call it 4 hours, that's another $100. And people, like I say, they don't want to pay that kind of money. They're trying to get out as low as possible. So my thing is, I tell them, I say, well, if you want me to do this and that and all this kind of stuff, this is where it's going to cost you. A lot of times they start doing the moonwalk backwards and say, well, just provide us with the raw pictures and we'll call it a day. I'm like, good. I'm happy with that. That means I'm in and out, and I can move on to something else.
Is there any part of your process that you've made more efficient so that you can get good quality work in a less amount of time? Have you refined your process at all?
The biggest thing is my pre-flight process. Doing things like we talked about the other night. Looking at the location on Google Maps as much as possible. If you're going to be using autonomous flight software like Drone Deploy, Litchi, something like that, use the Litchi virtual program so you can map out the flight pattern and run a simulation of it. So have a real good idea of what you're going to be seeing when you get out there. All that cuts down time because you can program all this stuff on site, but that takes up time. So the least amount of time you have to do on site prepping, you do it at home where you're more comfortable. You're able to do all as much as you can and get away. So when you get out there, you say, man, we'll put this Litchi site up, fire the drone up, make sure you got everything, satellites, everything's good to go. Boom, send it off. Let's go.
Yeah.
No problem at all. Most of your orbits are going to last, even a large facility may last as long as maybe 7 to 10 minutes on a very large site. Yeah. Most regular sites, you'll be done in 4 minutes. That flight's done. You're on to the next part. You go up, you're going to shoot some still shots from I call directionals from the northeast, south, and west, and they might want the northeast, the southeast, all that basically 8 angles. Program that. You can use Drone Deploy or Litchi to program that. Load it up, boom, put the bird up. You put your point of interest point on the map, so you get a good angle of what you're shooting at. It's done. Yeah. So that's where you cut your time down by prepping in advance before you get out there.
That's good advice.
Yeah, because the only thing that like Sunday, I had an issue with airspace, and I saw this in advance, and I just hope, and even though I put information, I even submitted for a DJI unlock just in case, and it was weird because the grid space said 400. So 2 days prior, put it in, got approval. I get out there, and the drone says limit 200 feet. Yeah. And I'm like, man, this guy wants 400-foot shots, bird's eye view of the plaza. He wants a couple directionals, seeing the whole plaza, 400 feet. And I'm going through. I submitted Lance requests 4 times while I was out there. I did it twice through a loft. I did it once through AirMap, and I did it 1 time through Airbus. And that's why I tell people about using different programs. So just in case one goes down, you go use another one. That's what I use. I use 3 different Lance approving sites to see if maybe one was giving me bad information over the other, because my drone was, no matter what, it wouldn't let me go 200 feet. Last issue, I broke out the Phantom as my backup for the day. I didn't pre-program nothing for the Phantom. Just fired it up and see what happened. 200 feet right off the bat. So I knew it was not the drone I had pre-prepped for everything. They got locked into that AGL 200 feet. It was something that was in the airspace that was not corresponding with the maps. So I had to call the client up and says, hey, I'm having airspace issues, yada, yada, yada. What I would do is I'll get you all the shots you want, but they'll just be at 200 feet, which means I had to fly a wider pattern to get the whole property in view and all this kind of stuff. So like I say, all these different things, you can plan the best, but always could be a possible hiccup.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a video on my YouTube channel of I call it the Drone Link Scout.
Mm-hmm.
So like Drone Link, I could use my Inspire with it. I could use my Mavic Pros, my Air 2S now. But I could also use my DJI Spark, which is a tiny little.
Right.
It doesn't like. So what I'll do is I'll have the main flight will be, I'll have orbits, I'll have 360 pictures and all kinds of stuff in that mission. But I'll run the Spark first, just in case I got anything in the plan wrong. Like if I got an altitude wrong, or you can't see like light poles on Google Maps and stuff like that. Right. So every once in a while, like you talked about, what was you called it a hard floor? Is that what you called it?
I call it a hard deck.
Hard deck.
Great hard deck. And
so I usually fly above that.
Yeah.
I usually don't even go down below it, but
yeah.
But that's what I use.
That's a good practice. I've done that in the past too. Like I say, sometimes Google Maps does not give you enough information, or you can't verify it. And I had a job out near Pasadena, California, at a bank, and there, and I knew it had this tall pine tree right next to the bank, right at the corner, but I couldn't really tell how tall it was. The mission was to fly orbit, grid, and they wanted to fly it right about 80 feet. And I'm looking at this tree. I'm like, that looks. So I did like you did. Took the drone up early, flew it deliberately straight up, and then slowly went towards the tree. And the tree was actually about 97 feet. So if I would have just went ahead with the missions and let it go, it would have crashed into that tree easily. Definitely crashed that tree. So like I say, being aware, that's what I say about walking the site. That's your walkthrough. Let you find out things that you may not be able to see on Google Maps or some other software that you may use to scout your location.
Yeah. So have you can you tell us about like some of the mistakes you've made and like things you've learned from?
I'm trying.
You might not have made any.
No, I'm trying. Usually I'm so, I would say, deliberate. Don't try to rush stuff like that. I say mistake I made not too long ago, and it was after I had done the mission. I don't know why I even did it. Instead of leaving the SD card in the bird till I got home, I took it out, put it on the front seat, the passenger seat of the car, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm trying to get home fast. I already uploaded, and I'm looking at it because I'm trying to make sure it doesn't slide in. And the one time I don't glance over, SD card disappears, and it probably looks like it slid back in the seat, and it slid underneath it. I have not found it to this day. So I had to go back the next morning, refly the whole mission, and get those shots again.
Yeah.
And since then I've never taken the SD card out of the bird until I actually get home.
Yeah, I did that last week. I did. I took there's a ballpark that I fly right by my house, and I have a mission that I did with the Spark a long time ago, and Air 2S has just added Drone Link, so I flew that mission, but it was really windy, so my drone was just kind of bouncing the whole time. So I don't think it was good footage anyway, but it was a 128 gigabyte SD card, and I took it out because I thought that I didn't have one for my FPV drone, so I went to
Mhm.
put it in my FPV drone, and I had one, so I wanted to quickly fly, so I put it in the cup holder, and then I got home and I was like, I couldn't find that anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I was going to interact to talk about using the Autel and DJI drone. Uh, that is always a good. I say I understand your thought process, and that is a smart way to go. But you will find out until Autel becomes a real hardcore second fiddle to DJI. Many times you'll deal with clients that request you to use certain drones, and the drones that are always on that list are DJI drones. They're
yeah,
always on the list. They want anything. I've seen the older drones as an older Phantom 3 Pro, all through the whole Phantom series going forward, and then I had a Mavic 2 Pro, and you're just now seeing people allowing you to use the Mavic 3 or the Mavic Air 2S. Very rare, but the whole Phantom series, and the Mavic 2 Pro are the two most requested drones by clients. And a lot of guys say, "Well, hey, I'll fly what I want." No, because see, what people understand, the metadata that's in the pictures
yeah.
tells people what you flew. It has a DJI marking on those pictures in the metadata. So when they go in there and they crunch those pictures to do a full mapping site, they're gonna come back and ask you how come the data doesn't match with DJI, because a lot of times the software they might be using may be DJI compliant and not Autel compliant. And that's why I tell folks sometimes you just got to play by the rules that the game has out there, and be ready to go. So like I said, when
So
I got into this, that's one thing I researched was what was the most requested drones that are being used in the construction industry, and DJI always came out number one every time I looked up an article or a poll or whatever else. DJI.
with that metadata, do they like? I've done some mapping missions, and like uh, the coordinates, like the metadata has the coordinates for the picture that it took, and then when you
Mhm.
upload all the pictures with all the metadata, like the software kind of puts it all in place and puts
Right.
the
And
um,
I said there's information and metadata that designated as a DJI drone shot, and the grid coordinates are universal, but there's some things about how DJI drones shoot their pictures compared to how Autel drones shoot their pictures,
right.
and it shows up in the metadata. So
Okay.
that's why even sometimes you got to be careful of even using two different drones on the same flight, and so to
Yeah.
speak. And that's why I tell folks, I'll take out my Phantom and maybe the Mavic 2 Pro, but I'm only going to use one drone per flight. If I fly to orbit with the Mavic 2 Pro, fine. And then I'll do the mapping with the Phantom because I've done that. Take two drones out and use them both. But I
Yeah.
don't mix them. I don't mix them during the same flights.
Okay. Very cool. So you said you did a grid map, you do an orbit,
Orbit.
and then do you do any like freehands, like if they want like the
Yeah.
front the
Sometimes
front
they want. Yeah, it depends on what they want. Like Sunday, the guy wanted several they call roof line shots, not showing the whole roof at about 100 feet. And then if you had 100 feet out here in California, you got to watch out for palm trees because them things grow right up to about 100 feet easy. So you're basically free, in a plaza, shopping mall, something like that. You definitely are free flying at that point because basically you're just trying to avoid palm trees a lot of times.
yeah.
And sometimes if you get down lower around 50, I say between 30 and 50 feet, now you're trying to play dodgeball with the light poles in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So those are the things you got to look out for. That's why I tell folks you can't get too focused looking down at your screen. That's what the whole thing about looking up, visual line of sight, because
Yeah.
these are the little things that cause you to run into something. I said you can't rely upon sensors. I tell people that sensors are nice, but you can't rely upon them to save your drone. I said that's why they say it's always up to you as the pilot in command to have control of your drone, keep that visual line of sight, because sensor don't pick it up, could be an odd angle, could be something that's not contrast compared to the background, and that drone smacks up to it. And I always tell people, there's always a latency. I don't care what device you're using, there's always going to be a latency period. And not by the time you see the crash on your screen, the drone's already falling on the ground. It's already hit it and it's falling. So, it's too late at that point. And I tell a lot of folks when I'm flying at that low level like that, as I move, right before I move sideways, I turn the drone 90 degrees and see where I'm going to see if it's clear. And then I come back straight, and then I'll go ahead and, slide over to the left or to the right and go from there. So it's just different techniques. My thing is always just try to be safe. Like you said, as soon as you get in a hurry, that's when you'll make mistakes. And that's true. That's true in everything we do in life. As soon as you get in a hurry, that's when you miss a step or you mess up something, and that makes you more upset because you know better.
Yeah. Yep. Interactive DNA was when he was mentioning the Autel and the DJI. He was saying that like you can fly the Autel drone if DJI blocks you. So like, but if you're doing it correctly with Part 107, like you need to like flying drones that are not geofenced is probably not the best.
Well, like I said, I understand. Like I said, his thought process is right on. I say if everything was equal and the same across the board, that would be a smart way to go. Have an Autel and a DJI drone. That way you're meeting everybody's requirement. But one thing you need to do is let the people that you're working for know, hey, I also are going to be using this drone possibly if I'm unable to use this drone. Let them know in advance so they can tell you if their software is not compatible. Like I said, when you just turn over raw data, raw footage there, raw pictures, raw video footage, like I say, you don't know what software they're using. And it may not correspond with Autel or whatever the case may be. And that's why you got to let them know up front, because you give them, basically you give them a product they can't use, they're going to be highly upset. And they're going to tell you need to go back out there at your own expense and do it the way we wanted it done.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, there's going to be, if you sign a contract, just like I got my contract yesterday for the CHP project, and it talks about, let's see the word, I don't want to give out too much information. It says right here, I'm trying to bring it up. I think it's too bright.
It's bright white.
Let me take this light off. Okay, strap. I'm trying to get this word right here at the bottom. I got the folders at. See if it says there. See, that says scope of work.
Yeah,
that's what you're held to. Scope of work. Okay, you sign on the bottom of that page for scope of work, and that's what you're bound by. So like I tell people, it's not about you your own decisions, making your own choices. Flying, how often you're flying, what time of day you're flying, all this stuff gets in. So you don't get to go out there and just footloose and fancy free and think, okay, I'll just do it my way. So they can hold you accountable and not pay you if you're going outside your scope of work.
Yeah. So you sign a contract to use this drone, you better use that drone, unless you get permission to use a different drone, because and that's a valid point. Like this drone won't get up off the ground because of this restriction. Do you still want me to take pictures? I can take it with this drone, and they'll probably be okay with it.
Right, and 9 times out of 10 it will be and stuff. Interactive's asking about the different XMLs, all that kind of stuff. Like I say, I'm not much into the details of the mechanics of the drone. I just know that this is something you need to disclose if you're using 2 different type of equipment or equipment that you have not said you're going to be using. You need to let them know. Yeah,
there's a lot of, like, my unique Typhoon H, it'll say, like, it's, what is it, Pix 4D? Is that what it's?
Is Pix4D
It's like Pix4D compatible. Like there's a H520 version of my drone that's for inspections, and then mine is the commercial version of that drone, but it's exactly the same drone. So, like, depending on what job you have, they'll probably say it needs to be compatible with this app or this type of software.
Right.
Or,
yeah, and like I say, let me look up drone deploy real quick. I don't know if they even have. I'm gonna look this up. Go ahead and keep talking while I look this up. It'll be up in a second. Okay, I gotta log in.
So, what was I gonna say? I could go ahead and play a video while you're looking that up.
Okay.
This I thought I was gonna have to show a video tonight because my sinus cavity is crazy. So this is, since we're doing Project Red, this was a video I did several months ago of the ballpark with the red roof. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this video.
Burn this bright. Did you know when how everything would turn out? We learned to run, we learned to fight. Sooner or later, we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new. Sometimes it just happens that way. Sooner or later, we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new again. We can be anything that we wanted to be back then. Just wait, just wait. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. Too soon to know we were in trouble. Too late to make it go away. You always tried too hard to hide it. You made it easier each day. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. Every moment tonight, they led me to you. Every single time you look at me, I lose it too. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things last time, let me hold you. One last time. What if it's too late for me now? What if you're gone to someone else, so we can never be the same? How can I make up for my sins? Now I'm lonely and it kills me. Can you hear me, babe? I'm lonely.
All right.
All right, we're
Nice
back.
shot. Okay. So, as I was saying, so we get a good picture of this tonight. Come on, camera, work for me. Let me turn the light off. See if that'll work. Turn that light off. See if it works. There's just too much of a glare. Okay, I just have to tell you. On this job here, this is the shot list for drones you're allowed to use. Scotty 2, Mavic Pro camera, Mavic 2 Enterprise camera, Mavic 2 Enterprise dual camera, Mavic 2 Pro camera, Mavic 2 zoom camera, Mavic Air camera, Mavic Air 2 camera, Phantom 3 4K camera, Phantom 3 advanced camera, Phantom 3 professional camera, Phantom 3 standard camera, Phantom 4 camera, Phantom 4 advanced camera, Phantom 4 Pro camera, Phantom 4 Pro V2 camera, Phantom 4 RTK camera, ZimUse H20 zoom lens, ZimUse H20 wide lens, ZimUse H20T zoom lens, H20T wide lens, ZimUse H20T thermal lens, ZimUse X3, ZimUse X4S, ZimUse X5 with the 5.17 aspect, whatever it is there. X5 again, Zuko Digital, never heard of that. X5 Olympus, X5R, X5R with the Zuko Digital again, X5R Olympus 45 millimeter, X5S 15 millimeter, X5S Olympus 12 millimeter, X5S. So basically, it goes into the Patrice lines of drone. I should say the Inspire 1 or 2.
Yep.
So those are the only approved drones to use on this job.
I think it's funny that like it started out with Skydio 2 and then
Yeah.
just went on a bunch of DJI drones.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You know, not that any of the drone is not capable or whatever. It's just you got to talk to people. You got to let them know, hey, what if this happens? Whether can I use this?
Yeah.
Stuff, because like I say, when you work big projects like this is on the Amazon site. Some engineer drew up the mapping grid. They sent me the KML file for me to fly. So basically, I download the KML file, upload it to Drone Deploy, boom, that's what I get.
Oh, so he makes the mission and then you just use your drone on his mission?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is it. So that's what I'm saying. Many times, that's how you would get stuff. They've already sat down on some CAD machine or whatever and drew it all out and all this kind of stuff. And that's why I say you don't know what software they're using. So when they send you a KML file, or they'll tell you map it out, we want you to use Drone Deploy. There's a reason, or Pix4D. There's a reason why they're telling you they want you to use certain software for you to do certain things on their job site, because it works with what they already have.
Yep.
So that's why I said, go ahead.
And it probably has to do with the mobile SDK.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be able to control the drone, like it took like over a year and a half for the Air 2S to be added to the mobile SDK, and it's just on Android. So
right.
That's
why I tell people that's why I never get in a hurry when I go out and buy the Mavic 3 or the Air 2S, because as you saw on that list, they ain't neither one of them listed.
Yeah.
But I got an old Phantom 3 Pro sitting in the garage. I can take out there if I have to.
Yeah.
Because it's still one of the drones that you can use on these type of jobs. So I
thought it was interesting that it had the X5, and then it started listing all the lenses you could use with it. You have the X5 with the Olympus lens, or you could X5 with the f-stop or whatever.
Right. So they take a lot to account. So basically, you are the hammer that's hitting the nail, but they're the ones who draw up all the plans.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, it's nice to be able to take whatever drone you got. And guys talking about, well, I just take my mini out there and now I'm gonna do work. I said, no, you're not. Not that the mini's not capable, or the Air 2's not capable, or even the Air 2S not capable. I said it's just not on many of the list. It's not on the list.
Yeah.
Of approved drones. And that's why I tell people, I said, until the SDK file gets released and all the third-party vendors start incorporating it into their working sphere, it's like a drone that's going to sell on the shelf that costs me $2,000, $5,000.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing freelance photography work, it's just not going to do anything for you.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim's Drone mentioned that the Skydio just has a 1/2-inch sensor. Like this, out of all the cameras you mentioned, like the Skydio is probably the crappiest camera out of all those drones. But but the capability of that drone getting around things is probably why that's on that list. Is all the sensors on that drone, like on an Amazon build, or like the videos that Steve puts out every week that we show on the channel, like. They're built like that. I keep wanting to say this word. I can't think of it. The elevation, like the elevation of that building is changing over time. Like 1 week it's just a foundation. The next week it's got walls. Then it's got got like cranes up in the air. Like there's things on that property that might not be there from 1 week to the next. So that Skydio drone is probably going to be able to maneuver those things. Whereas,
most times, what he's flying what we call I call it my detail flying. He's flying over the top of the roof. If I showed you my footage of the one I just flew, it's just run a perimeter.
Yeah,
it's a perimeter shot of the whole thing. Now, what I'll do is, as the project goes to different phases, right now they're putting up the walls, the tilted walls. When I go out there next month, they'll probably have all the walls in place and probably be starting doing the framing of the roof, connecting the walls to the truss for the roof to hold them in place. So what I'll do is I change the elevation of my points of interest, which changes your camera angle and where it's shooting at. So instead of me shooting down flat at the foundation floor plan level, now I'm shooting more of the walls and top of the roof area and stuff. Even though I might be at 150 feet, I might drop that down to 100 feet. But once again, I got to take in consideration what are my hazards at each time I change the elevation. It's easier for me to change the point of interest level from 3 feet to maybe 20 feet or 30 feet, and that adjusts your gimbal. So what the gimbal is going to be looking at. And I can still stay at a safe altitude.
So if you fly, do you have like a rule of thumb where you're like, if you fly at 150 feet up in the air and then your point of interest, do you have that at like a 30-degree angle or a 60-degree, or do you have?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how your construction job is. You change the height of the point of interest, because the standard height of a point of interest in Litchi is 3 feet.
Yeah.
So you raise it up. You know, say they're putting the walls up. So you raise it up to wherever the ceiling of the wall is. To say the walls are going to be at least 25 feet. You put that point of interest maybe at about say 20 feet, so you still get a little bit down angle camera when you do your orbit and so forth.
So you're wanting to point it like the middle of the roof, or like down maybe like 15, 20 feet or something like that, so you can. Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah. So like I said, there's always ways to manipulate the software so you don't endanger the drone itself.
Yeah.
But I tell people my drone safety is my priority. You know, no matter how much you want to see this or that, if it's too hazardous for me to fly a drone there, I'm not going to do it because I'm still responsible. You know, like I say, if the drone crashes, somebody gets hurt, you know, you're gonna look at me like, oh well, you're the pilot. You should have known better. So you want to give the client what they want, but you have to be within reason and know what the limits. I just say the limitations of what the drone and your drone software can do.
So if your client creates the mission and you use your drone, who's liable if it screws up?
You are still liable because you are the pilot in command.
Yep. Good answer.
And even then, I always tell them, I said, if I see something in the mission, like I told that one job I went out to at the bank and the mission was too low, I said, hey, I had to adjust elevation because you would have had me crashing into a tree.
Yep.
You know, so I'm like, so I had to adjust elevation by 15 feet.
Yep.
So
Now, when I use Drone Link and when I've used Free Flight by Parrot, like at any time, if I touch the controls, the drone just stops and hovers. Is all the apps that you use? Are you able to take over? And pause
yeah.
and stuff like that?
Well, usually I know in Litchi they have a little button that tells you can disengage the drone and take over and stuff. There's a button on the screen. You can hit that, and the drone will just hover and let you take over manually at that time. And I think in drone deploy, you have to I don't think you have to exit out of the program to take over the drone. And I think you'll go into return to home mode or something like that. It's not as easy as you think. And like I said, and what usually catch people off guard when something happens out of the norm, that's when you forget your protocols. Well, all you gotta do is hit that button, but we're grabbing the sticks and we wonder why the drone's not responding. Like, I did the sticks to go up and it just kept going this way. Like, like I say, you and I sit here and say, oh yeah, just hit that button there and it'll stop and hover and you take over. But when things start going wrong, that's when it's all crazy. What's going on, Brian? See, you just slipped into the room. Yeah.
Well, cool. Do you have any questions for
else
me?
coming? You got anybody? No, I'm good. I'd say I'm about to get out of here and see if we got another guest to come in.
No, I'm about to call it a night, to be honest. I can't breathe.
I know,
Every time I swallow, my ears are popping. So,
yeah. Well, I did.
I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, no problem. What I did, though, when I was eating, I was loading up my own little group page since you said somebody else did it. And it has all construction tips using drones. It's about 10 or 11 videos in there.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's in the group. I named it Drones in Construction.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in hearing stuff, I cover everything from airspace to COAs and hand launching and the reason why you might want to hand this, all the stuff you and I just talked about right now and stuff. So yeah, want to review it, be my guest.
Okay. Do you ever use air? Do you ever use air data?
Oh yeah, that is one of the videos I put on it too. The use of air data. That's to me, that's the, like I say, talking about what we call after action reports. Air data is the best way to figure out if you had something wonky go on with your drones. That'll tell you right off the bat. That'll tell you.
Okay.
All right, Sean. Well, thanks for the invite, guy. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a wonderful night. Go help your wife out with those acronyms.
I don't know about all that. I'm gonna go have me. Neighbor already made her birthday was yesterday, and a neighbor made a banana pudding cake.
Oh gosh. So
I don't know if I know some of you Southern boys down there know what banana pudding is, but this lady made a banana pudding cake. So
that sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go have me a slice.
All right, man.
Take care.
Have a wonderful night. All right, y'all. That's it. That was the live stream for 2/22/22. Had a really good show. Just to remind everybody to join the club. There's a link right there. And it's also pinned to the top of the chat. club.shawnidestudios.com. If you go there, join the club. We're voting for Project Red for this week. Project Red, the polls will be closed on March 1st, which is next week's live stream. And we'll figure out who wins the t-shirt this month. We'll also figure out next week on the show what the project is for March. I have a feeling it's going to be dirt, because this March is right around the time when spring is happening and it's not winter anymore. People are digging stuff up. There's, like, you can go to any construction site and find dirt. All right. So anyway, that's probably going to be the project for the month of March. So if you want to go ahead and get your wheels spinning, but in order to vote for Project Red, you need to be a member of the club, and in order to submit something for next month's giveaway, you also need to be a part of the club. All right. So yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go blow my nose because I sound like Elmer Fudd. But yeah, have a wonderful night, y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace out.